Well, uh, another day. Another day. I need coffee. Alright. Let's see what we got. Alright, let's turn some of that on. Lights on. Yeah. Okay. Any messages from my head office? What? What? It's gonna be those dang asteroids again. Alright, let's go look at that. The comms. Yeah. That looks like it's been hit. Alright, let's fix this up. Okay. So what do we need? I'm gonna grab some of them. And what? We always need some plates, probably some radio components. And let's go up and have a look. Alright. We should be online. Cool. 3 new messages. Sure. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Immediate new cost cutting directives. Sure. They're always sending things out like this. Whatever. What's the next one? Urgent legal notice. Immediate cessation of operations. This confirms that H-Node Depot has declared immediate bankruptcy and is ceasing all operations. Effective immediately, all employment is terminated. We understand this is sudden. Do not contact former management. It's over. We're on our own. Alright, listen up. The legal team's officially thrown in the towel. They're not even bothering with us anymore. The word from the network is that all H-Node stations have been abandoned. There's no pickup schedule, no rescue, it's every person for themselves. Secure what you can, figure out your next move. Good luck out there. Stay safe. Okay. What I guess this means is that we are on our own. So we've been working in this, refueling station for I don't know how long. We were only meant to be out here for a summer job at H-Node Depot, but it sounds like they've gone into some insolvency, that they're no longer operating and it's just us out here. Maybe it's time that we take matters into our own hands. First things first, let's kind of take stock of what we have. Shove all those in there. Some scrap, some cargo, some more scrap and stone, and the messages. And that's all we really have in terms of materials. I guess we can loot the shop itself. I mean, they said everything's abandoned. So is this ours? That's very useful. Oh yeah, look at those metal grids on the side. Customers only. You know what? I'm going to have some of the customer coffee. Delicious. What else do we have? We've got, I guess, a gravity generator. These are the storage. Sorry, let me go turn the lights on. That was corridor light. Nope. That is corridor lights turned on. We've got some storage and whatever is locked behind that vault. We can come back to that. I don't actually have the keycard to get in there. I can see there's an unidentified signal out that way. Oh, I can also see that is a heavy corvette. Is that coming towards us? Where you can see all of these shiny dots in the sky. So there's one there, there's one down there, sorry, one just there, and something over here. That means there is something. Be it a ship, be it a wreckage, be it a station, I don't know. We can turn on signals and we can see that some of them are identifying themselves. So that is red means bad person. We've got a wheel trader. Don't you know we're in space? There's no wheels in space. Wandering merchant. Mining survey drone. We should make a bit of a scout ship so we can go see some other humans. Go see if there's anyone else around. We don't have any ice, do we? Yeah, no ice, but I did see that we did have this, what's it called? H2O2 generator? Let's see how much oxygen we have. Okay, we do have an oxygen tank. I should have searched it. Oxygen. it is 43,000, almost 40, yeah, 43,500 liters. I guess we can build a small craft, but we're going to need some more ice soon. If you haven't played Space Engineers before, it's like a complete sandbox. You can place things in space, you can place things wherever you like, you can add them to existing, and then the idea is you can weld things up, and if you don't like it, you can grind it down. For our little scout ship, we're going to look for some cockpit. What's a nice looking cockpit? What's the cheapest cockpit? Probably the saddle. So let's attach that. And what are we going to need? Oh, we are going to be in dire straits. Yeah, we don't have any motors, computers, or displays. So we can't even really start putting this together. Let's grab this off for the moment. Put some things back. I think we're going to have to do a bit of survivaling. Very simply, Space Engineers, I can just come along here, use my drill, and we can grab some iron. I'm just going to store this away, because we are going to try and build a refinery. And where should we build this refinery? I'm not going to be using it. It's going to go. And it's sitting on top of some reinforced conveyor tube. So if we convert this into a, let's go conveyor, maybe just a conveyor junction for the moment. Roll this up. Okay, we don't have enough steel tubes. Okay, let's see. No more steel tubes. What about in this? This has got steel tubes. Let's just steal some of them. Nice. And refinery. I think we can only afford a basic refinery. Oh, hey, we get to pull down the sign. Get to pull down the work sign. Maybe we'll add our own soon. All right, refinery. Does it have a connection on the bottom? It does not. Actually, it had left and right. Maybe what we just do is get rid of this completely and place our refinery straight in the ground. Reckon that's the right way. So if we follow, yeah, cool. And how we need a bunch of steel plates, a lot more steel plates. How many do we have in here? 25, 50 total. Is that going to be enough? No, that gets us to 75 out of 100. Any more in here? No, these are expensive materials though. But what can we do to get steel plates? Because this is going to be a recurring issue. I don't even have any kind of assembler on me. All right. What else can we salvage? Please pay before fueling. Go away. Customers only. No. All right, well, I'm a little bit worried that we might have to rip apart some of the base. But before we do that, I wonder if there's anything nearby. Maybe we try and actually visit that unknown signal. All right, let's put away our stuff. And let's go check this out. It's a beep boop. But with this, I think we just rip it apart. Let's see if there's anything on the inside first. Aha! Look at that. All right. Let's just med kit. That's pretty impressive. All right. And there is a lot of pieces on here. Blocks will despawn in about 2 hours. Yeah, that's fine. This is not going to be here in 2 hours. We could have tried to keep this, but I don't think... Like, we would have to be attaching a remote control on it or finding some way that we can fly it back. I just didn't see any feasible way of us flying it back right now. Oh, is that more meteors? There you go. Lucky they were nowhere near the base. Close the door. And let's see, how much energy do we have left? Noticing our hydrogen is not refilling. Ah, I know why it's not refilling. So in Space Engineers, there's a bit of a conveyor system. So these pipes, or rather, anytime you see these kinds of hatches, is how you connect to a building. In this case, these are hydrogen tanks and they run along here. They run inside. They were connected under here, but they are now no longer connected because we pulled it apart. surely if we finish building this, which we can do now, it is a complete pipe. And if we go over here, yeah, in the bottom left, you can see that our hydrogen and oxygen are now topped up. Let's see. This should have kicked off automatically. Let's go sit down at our desk. And if we look at the refinery, it's automatically pulled in the iron. And oh, look at this. Look how much iron we have. Okay, that's fantastic. All right, let's tear down the rest of these. No one's going to come looking for us, surely. Inventory full, that's fine. Maybe this one can go outside. Put it on as a lid here. Port facing downwards. Okay, we can see that we're going to get almost complete. What are we missing? Some computers and then some steel plates. Where can we get some computers? I could tear this down, but this is actually quite useful. This is like a bit of a refuel station. Or we've got a second unknown signal. Let's go salvage this. Is this the same one? It's totally different, but in the same place. But this one is actually quite cool. I've not seen one like this. So if you pull these apart, we get some solar cells. That is incredible. But and some thruster components. They are expensive. I realized we didn't actually look inside the cargo container. What do we have? 100 kilograms of cobalt. Can I even carry that? Oops. Yeah, seems we can. We might have to do 2 trips to pull all of this down. Alright, let me do this off camera and I'll be right back with you. Alright, that's ripping down the last of it and it just fit. Did it say we're full like now? What are we? Oh, 10 liters left. Where is home? Home is this way. Doesn't really feel like home yet. We'll make it our home very soon. Remember how we saw the trader? I totally lost it. The vulture, tug. Oh, I guess we missed out on the wandering trader. With everything we just picked up, fingers crossed we should have enough. Let's see. We didn't get any computers, or we didn't get enough computers. Okay, that's disappointing. We got thruster components, which is actually incredible. They're more late game items. Okay. Next idea of where we can find computers. How many did we say we're missing? Right, we're missing like 51 computers. That is significantly more than we can get from just grinding down drones. Alright, so I've just found the gravity generator gives us 40 computers, and we can live without the gravity generator for a little bit. 40 doesn't quite get us there, but we can also tear down these advertisements. Clan Cola, a taste that's out of this world. I mean, yeah. I tried it before, but I ripped down your machine. Yeah, you're going. Well, 1 up to what we require. Let's just pull all of this away. Inventory full. Well, lucky there's some storage. One trick we can do in the game is it's called Build Planner. Right click and it's called Add into Build Planner. And down here, it can then show me that we're missing 51 computers. With that, we go to any kind of like hatch. What do we call it? A conveyor port. Middle click and it's now pulled out. Oops. It's now pulled out exactly 51 computers. So with this, weld that up and we have an assembler. We've got this thing called a production tab, and you can see in the basic assembler, we now have some things, and included in that is, see, we could make some computers. Can we actually make one? We've got the iron, we've got the silicon, and hey presto, we've got 1 computer. Okay, what we're kind of looking for making a ship is we need a series of motors, iron, some grids. Putting all that together, most of that is... So yeah, most of that comes from iron, which we can get from here. But I'm just using my drill. You see how I'm holding up my drill and it identifies ores? I just wanted to see if we had anything else. Oh man, this is a lot of iron. wanted to see if we had anything else on this rock. We've got ice, iron. That's a big amount of ice, actually. Iron, uranium. We've got uranium on our starting asteroid. Uranium is actually incredible because it's usually very hard to find. Alright, let me grab some iron. I want to make sure we always have enough ice, because ice means we get oxygen, ice means we get hydrogen, and in a pinch we might be able to use some hydrogen to generate energy. Alright, we've got this. Let's have a look. So we've got, oh man, it's already processed the iron super quickly. That's made like maybe 1,500 iron there. And our ice, we've got about 5,000 ice. For us to build our little scout ship, I think we want to make a bit of a platform that we can kind of, just a bit of a work surface. Let's get rid of these. I'm sure they were very required and the lawyers would be furious that I've removed them, but hey, they abandoned me, I'm going to abandon their laws. All good ships start with a bit of a landing gear. This landing gear just helps you make sure you're not running away. And let's start painting this in a, I don't know, nicer color. We're going to start with something visible at the very least. And I'm just going to build up a couple so we have some room to grow. What do we need? Well, we were looking at a cockpit. Let's start with this outer cockpit. I know it's not going to be able to hold us. Like, it doesn't provide oxygen to us because, you know, you're kind of out in space. I'll build everything up completely at the end. But we're going to have this cockpit. We now need to work out what kind of thruster do we want. We can't use atmospheric thrusters. There's no atmosphere. We could use hydrogen. Where is it? Ion. So that's one thruster component. One large steel tube. Or 12 and 2. What? We need at least 6 degrees. We need to be able to go forward, backwards, left, right, up and down. You know what? We're going to start with an ion ship. What do we say? We got 12. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not even. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are missing our, like the side thruster. Because we've got forward. So we've got forward, backwards, up, down. And if we just have one left, right. So yeah. Cool. So that's repeated on the other side. Did I do it even? Of course I did not. Okay, so I have rearranged the thrusters almost completely. They were a little bit at the back, but I wanted them at the front. I understand this looks like an absolute mess right now. I don't expect anyone to be following this right now. I'm struggling to follow it. Did I even get it even? Yeah, sure. What we're going to do, I've noticed there is a little unknown signal up there. 12 minutes left. I would love for us to visit it in our scout. So it's given me a bit of a deadline. All right, I was just welding up the battery, and the battery comes with a bit of charge. All of the thrusters have turned on. Oop, except this one. That one was not done. But I don't actually have access to the cockpit yet, and so this is all just kind of wasting energy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly grab something like a control panel. And what do I need? Of course I need computers. I'm going to steal a computer from that. So we can chuck on a little control panel. And now we can access this grid. And we're going to set all of these off. Out of interest, had we turned all these on? Okay, fully depleted in 2 years. That's real time 2 years, not game time 2 years. I think we would have been okay. All right, so this is a pretty bare bones right now. We can't even ride it because this cockpit is still not ready. Oh, we can... Oh no, we're waiting on motors. So we got 8 minutes left. I don't know how we're going to get enough computers. I think we're going to have to salvage this one by hand. Coming in. What is it? It's like a little lander. Try your luck. Ugh. Ugh, that looks disgusting. Ugh. A level 2 grinder. That's really nice. And I'm going to use it immediately. You sealed your fate, friend. You sealed your fate. Alright, we're coming back in here. I'm going to stash a lot of that. And what is this? We're missing 20 computers, 2 motors. So again, let's grab things into our component, into our build planner. Cannot draw 8 computers. Let's put some to production, but that's not going to be enough, is it? 8 more computers. Well, we know we can get maybe 6 out of this. We can get 12. I'm sorry to rip down half the wall, but it had to be done. What would it take to replace it? What would it take to replace it with windows? That is girders and a bunch of bulletproof glass. I doubt we can hustle up 40. It's open plan living, open plan living. But yes, where were we? We were trying to finish this off. Hey, in theory, this is now flyable. Alright, so I'm just flying this down, and the goal is I want us to connect to this connector. I have made a critical mistake because we required gyroscopes to turn. So we were unable to turn then because we had no gyroscopes. So I said we were ready, but I'm a rotten liar. Oh, and it's going to use more computers. I'm going to chuck that neatly in the front here. Hey, we can at least weld that all the way up. All right, let's try this again. Take 2. I'm going to unlock, fly away, fly over. And now, using my mouse or using the keyboard, we can turn. I'm basically going to back into it until it says I can lock. Down and left. Cool, that means we are now locked in. So we are locked in. 2 things are going to happen now. That means our ship is not going to fly away, but it also means that our battery is going to start charging. So let's see. What's that? Battery 2. Fully depleted? Okay, I guess we're not charging. That will be because if we look at these, I'm sure they're going to be fully depleted soon as well. That will be that our base is using more power than we can produce. How are we producing power right now? It's basically only these solar panels. That came with the server station. I mean, we can still use solar panels. We might need to just put them in a smarter location because, like, where is the sun? I don't know where the sun is. Oh, there's the sun. We might need to put those in a smarter location. We might lift them up, or we could switch to hydrogen power because we know we have ice. But I keep getting distracted. I want to finish this today before the end of the episode. I mean, in theory, this is a working cruiser right now, but it looks real ugly. We're going to pretty this up, and I might be adding 1 or 2 extra details, but then I think we are good to rumble. Okay, there we go. It's not quite finished. I would still want to do a bit of a paint job. It's still missing things like light, but that's generally the shape we're looking for. I moved some of these thrusters, so I've moved the side thrusters back a little bit. I've added an antenna. And over here you might have seen there's some programmable blocks. I'm a big fan of programmable blocks. I like the scripting. I will be doing some scripting myself, and that will be a big part of this playthrough. But for now, they're just there ready for the future. But this is kind of where we're at. You know, that gyroscope, it's still there. Don't worry. We're still going to be able to turn. Let's weld that back up. And with that, I did notice that if we turn on, we have yet another unknown signal. So it's time for a bit of a maiden voyage. Okay, we have mounted up, and you can see in my hotbar, we've got most things set up. I can go over these a bit later, but for now, where was that? That scout signal is directly below us. Not scout signal, what's it called? So as we are flying to this unknown signal yet again, you can see in the bottom right, we have about 11 hours of power. So as we start braking in a moment, you'll start seeing that whoa! Oh! We hit it! That was not great. I don't know if we've caused any damage to either us or... Where's that signal gone? Sorry. Oh, it's tumbling off into space now. So what we're going to do, we're going to stare at this target, hit Control Z. Nope, we're going to run into it again. Oh my goodness. I'm going to jump out. We are using auto dampeners. That is what I was trying to do. Inventory, bunch of credits, and some money. And we're just going to rip through this from now. Looks very weird. And we're coming in for a fully sick landing. Oh, nope. I seriously overestimate the strength of these thrusters. Such a swoop. Such a gentle baby swoop. How close did I get? Oh, that's nowhere near it. I thought I was down here. Hello? You know what? We've got a new mission. BRB. Before we get to this trader, actually, I do want to make sure that we are neutral. So this is a great time to quickly talk about factions as we drift our way over. Let's make sure we're on an intercept course. If we look here, factions, we are part of H-No Depot Enterprise with a type for enterprises. Okay, sure. I don't think we should be part of this. We are going to be our own. We can very easily edit this. I want to hear what your suggestions are. I don't know who we are. Maybe we stick as H-Node employees, dedicated employees to the system. But right now, I want to accept peace with everyone. Some unknown signal over there. We're coming in pretty hot. They haven't started shooting at us. Oh, but they're not thrilled about our presence, are they? That's a really cool looking ship. Have they stopped their flying? Have they stopped moving? They have stopped moving. Are they expecting us to dock? Yeah, ISTG Dromedary. Alright, let's quickly look this up. So, factions, ISTG Independent Space Trade. Okay, so we got a pretty good standing with them, or at least it's not zero. So, peaceful, lone independent traders. I am looking for somewhere to dock. All I'm seeing is big turrets, big thrusters. Surely it's not straight in the back. That is actually a huge... What do you call this? Like blast doors. So let's just jump out. See if they'll let me press the button. Access denied. Alright. Is there any other entrances? That is 100% a door. Are we going to be allowed into this door? I doubt it. Oh, hey, buddy. Why do they look kind of dead? Life support. Status on. What an airtight hangar door. Oh, that's a very cool system. That's alright. I don't have a lot of money right now. Some random wheels. Maybe they should go talk to that wheel trader. I don't have a lot of money right now, so I don't think there is much I'm missing out on. But it's just very interesting to have a look at these places. Get some build ideas. Oh, I like using these stairs as some greebling on the side. But for now, let's get back in our own body. Bye, Dromedary. Nice talking to you. We're going to shoot on back over to where this unknown signal is. Cool, it's just another one of these, I guess, solar panel satellites. Maybe an old remnant of Earth. But to me, it is loot. And look at that, an enhanced welder. So we're leveling up our welder as well. And I guess we can... Oh, I didn't realize I was still carrying these. Power kit, semi-useful. But here we can also use our ship as a bit of storage. Nope. We've already filled up that storage. Let's just chuck the old tools on here. Okay, so we didn't quite get everything, but honestly, pretty happy with that. I'm going to show you one of the scripts we're going to set up, and it's basically a docking script. So the first script we're going to be using is this Spugs Easy Automated Docking. Huge shout out to Spugs. We need to grab our dock computer, and we're going to run with this an argument. What's this base called? This was called Depot 9. And now all we need to do is park once. How close are we to the... Okay. So we're locked in. And now what I can do is I can save this by pressing 8. It is now called Depot 9. So let's say we're now out here flying away. If I hit 8 again, it knows to take us back to Depot 9. So I hit 8, spins us around, and it's going to park. And look at that. Hey presto, perfect parking every time. So I think that's going to do it for our first episode. We've been abandoned out here on this service station, but we're trying to make the best of it that we can. We've got this big, wide blackness to explore. We've built a little speeder. We've salvaged some of the craft out here, and we met some of our neighbors. Let me know if you have any ideas, maybe a name for this speeder scout thing, or if we should stay at this place or not. I'm going to be reading all the comments. Anyway, I think that's going to be everything for now. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.